Welcome back to Redstone with Dave.
And Baker. So, that's why we have the better minecart station. So, I also have to give credit to NanoRex here. He's the guy who made this. I don't know if he's the original creator of this design, but his video is where I got it from. And I'm doing just like I sort of want to teach you to do. I use a tutorial, and if something is weird with the tutorial, I can fix it. And like I added this lever for my demonstration because I wanted to be able to show off the cool feature of it. So
Yeah,
even though there's nothing in the chest right now, there's nothing in this loader chest, so this is the chest that loads stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in it, but the minecart is still here because it's waiting to be loaded because our system is so nice and smart. So if we put in some items, it fills the hopper, the chest minecart, not the hopper minecart. And then once this hopper is empty, the minecart goes off on its way.
Ooh.
But there are a couple of features of this. So one of them is if the hopper has items in it, we don't want it to leave.
Right.
So that happens to, shoved the minecart up a little bit too high. Yeah, there we go. So we don't want this minecart to leave if it has items in it. But if it's full, we do want it to leave.
Right.
So basically, when this chest minecart has items in it, that's detected by the detector rail, and that's sent by these comparators to this torque. And because the hopper minecart has items in it, that would normally cause it to leave. So, for instance, if I were to break this block and then just put 32 items in the chest, it leaves even though it only had one item in it. So this hopper is full and it's still doing stuff, but as soon as it picks up one item, it leaves. So basically, when we have items in it, we want to try to leave. But if the hopper has items in it, we don't want to leave. So as long as this comparator detects items in the hopper, we don't want the cart to leave. So this block powers this piston, which doesn't let the cart leave. Right?
Yeah. I think I'm almost there.
Yeah. So the final part of this is if the hopper minecart is full, we want it to leave no matter what.
Right.
So even if this hopper has some items in it, and I'll actually change this to a hopper minecart so we can load it up easier. Actually, that one. Because that hopper minecart will suck stuff out of the container. So even if the hopper has items in it, so I've added this lever so that I can put an item in here. So right now, this minecart has no items in it, so we're not going to let it leave. Right?
Yeah.
But there is an item in the hopper, which would make us think that the minecart is. So basically right now, you can imagine that the system. So now if we take this really long time to fill this minecart, and this will take a little bit of time, so bear with me. And you'll notice, so imagine that this would be like this chest has 1 million items in it, and it's transporting them all into the hopper minecart. In the previous system, as long as the hopper had items in it, the minecart wouldn't leave. right?
Yeah.
But in this system, so now I just have one stack left in there. When the hopper minecart's full, it does leave. And I'll show you how that works. So now that this hopper has items in it, this torch is turned off, right?
Okay.
So this piston would be retracting, but the hopper has items in it, which means we don't want it to leave, right?
Right.
Because it's still filling up. But then we have the final failsafe, which is this little thing sort of in the corner. Basically, comparators keep the signal strength, right?
Yeah.
So right now, these two comparators are detecting a hopper minecart that's almost full, and so are sending a signal strength of 14 to this wire. This lever that I'm standing on is turned on, and then the redstone dust next to it is at a signal strength of 15. So this comparator is comparing the two signals, and it deduces that the one to the side is stronger, so it's not going to do anything because it'll only output power when the one behind it is stronger or equal to 15.
Okay.
So if we put that last little extra bit in the hopper, this redstone will turn to 15 strength. So this is a 15 signal strength redstone now, or it would be, which is equal to the 15 signal strength from the side. So the comparator sees that and says, oh, okay, so that means that because they're equal, I power, which unpowers this torch, which retracts this block. This comparator is using this block to power the piston. So that failsafe turns off the piston's power source and retracts the fence so that the...
Wow.
So...
This is a pretty genius setup.
yeah, and it's so small too,
Yeah,
right?
it is. Very efficient.
So even though there's tons of items in this hopper, so this hopper, I've locked it so that it can't transmit items.
Okay.
So basically the system thinks this hopper still has a bunch of items in it. And I've locked it with this lever. So this lever is mine for the purpose of this demonstration. But even though the hopper has items in it, if I fill the minecart with this last stack of blocks, it releases.
Wow.
So now this minecart is going to take frickin' forever.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to break.
Cool. Wow. That is really something. That's that's just so impressive that who did you say figured this out?
Nanorex.
Nanorex, cool.
So again, so my knowledge of redstone, like I don't think I would have been able to come up with this. This is genius. This is really small. I might have been able to do this, but in 5 times as big an area. But I looked at it, figured out how it worked. I was able to explain it to you. And I needed something for the demonstration, which was to fill up this hopper, to make the hopper think it was full and not transmit items into the chest for the demonstration.
Yep.
But I didn't want to have to spend a really long time filling up the hopper, so I added this lever, which locks the hopper.
Gotcha.
So then I unclick this lever, it loads the one item into it, and then the hopper, or the chest minecart. If I ever say hopper minecart, except in the next section, think I mean chest. I don't know. So now, that's the smart minecart load.